Morning, morning, morning. Hope you're okay. We're in Kinmel Bay this morning. Coming into December now. Lovely morning. Sun's just coming up over there. Kinmel Bay. I'm not sure which way to go this morning, whether to go into Kinmel Bay or maybe go over that bridge there into Rhyl. Can't make me mind up. Got something to show you first. This way. There's Rhyl over there, and here, this, if you like, is the end of the coastal path that you've seen me walking along in Colwyn Bay, Llanddulas, Penzarn the other week, wasn't it? And then you cross the bridge over there into Rhyl, basically, and you're in Denbighshire. Okay, I think I'm going to go for a walk into Rhyl, actually. The winter sun. Lovely sky. It's one of them kind of bridges, is it? Lifts. When boats of a certain size come through. Don't come here often enough to see it in action. This looks like an area that has had major regeneration money pumped into it, and it's got me thinking, actually, is there anywhere else in Wales, or maybe North Wales, that has had more money pumped into it over the last 40 or so years than Rhyl? I know that currently they're looking at spending some £260 million on Rhyl, according to some reports. Geez, which is incredible. I can remember Rhyl obtaining significant amounts of grant money in the late 1980s. And I think that led to the Children's Village, then called the Children's Paradise, and the underground car park being built. And yet, all I hear is people endlessly complaining about what a dump Rhyl is. So I don't get it, really. Let's walk along here and have a look. And as I'm walking along now, I've just been contemplating, as you do, and I'm wondering, actually, if Rhyl is possibly the luckiest town in Wales, because of the millions upon millions of pounds it has received to regenerate the town over the past 40 years. And the only reason I can think that Rhyl has been so lucky is because it's a town that politically has been extremely well represented in Westminster and in the Senedd, Welsh government down there in Cardiff. Looks quite barren this end of the promenade, to be honest with you. Let's go a bit way. It's a nice building there. Looks like all the other nice old buildings have been knocked down. That's a shame. It's a beautiful building on the front here. Really nice. And my mum, who remembers Rhyl from before the war, as a small child, tells me that Rhyl, the front of Rhyl here, used to be as nice as the front along Llandudno. But then after the war it became quite a popular seaside resort, didn't it? So I suppose that's when you got all the candy floss stores, the bingo, the fruit machines, something that Llandudno managed to avoid. It's really nice. Yeah, not sure what I think about that building there. In the early 2000s, around 2005, Rhyl once again got absolutely millions of pounds in regeneration grant funding, I suppose you'd call it. And I know a lot of the properties in the west end of Rhyl had money spent on them to improve them. A town like Colwyn Bay, utterly devastated by the A55. All you've got to do is take yourself for a walk around Colwyn Bay and you can see the state the place is in with regards to any lack of economic activity in the town centre. And, you know, I can take myself back to the 1980s when Colwyn Bay and Rhyl were both in the same Clwyd North constituency. MP, very nice chap, I met him once actually, an old school gent called Sir Anthony Mayer. I've got to say, Sir Anthony, with all due respect, basically had no interest in Colwyn Bay, and I think that those times seem to have set the scene whereby Colwyn Bay, the second biggest town in North Wales after Wrexham, seemed to get very little in the form of help for it to make the most of this great big North Wales A55 dual carriageway that had been created, going right through the middle of it, and in fact separating the town from the beach. But the town got nothing, whereas Rhyl, ever since the 1980s, just seems to have had millions upon millions upon millions of pounds pumped into it. So I'm thinking now maybe another day we'll go around and we'll have a look at Colwyn Bay. It's not a moan really, it's just me reflecting. And the only reason for this I can find is the political system that we have both in Wales and in Westminster, and the politicians that get elected. For some reason, don't ask me what, because it's not just one political party, it's been Labour and Conservative, they just seem want to pump as much money as they can into Rhyl. Even now, the local MP and her constituency has Colwyn Bay in it. Nice lady that she is. I'm sure she's very clever and good at her job. But once again, her focus is very much, or seems to be to me, very much on Rhyl and what she can do for this area. But it's the same with the Senedd as well. This is an area that initially got massive grant funding. I think it was in the late 1980s. Might not have opened until the early 1990s. And there was also a massive project to build an underground car park here for all the tourists to park in. Don't know what's happened to that. I've never used it, never wanted to. And another project that's had a lot of money pumped into it recently, coming up now over there. That's where the Queen's Market used to be. I think it's a big food hall now. Doesn't have as big a footprint as Queen's Market had, and the shops around it. And there were amusement arcades, weren't they? They were along the front here. Oh, it's still called the Queen's Market. And I'm going to have to turn around and go back. I've come to a dead end. Might take a look at that later. Maybe get a bite to eat. Looks like someone's been tying flags to these lampposts along the front here. I'll tell you one thing, long after those flags have deteriorated and blown away, the plastic ties they've used will still be there for quite a number of years. Nice town clock, that, isn't it? Okay, let's go and have a look at the high street. Another nice building. There is some nice architecture here in Rhyl. A rose between thorns. That building's got Colwyn Sidney Fowkes written all over it, a well-known architect. Fantastic building there. Let's just go down here. And we'll go down here for a walk. Clwyd Street. Beautiful stone buildings here in the middle of Rhyl. Must be amongst the oldest in the town, I would have thought. I mean, what do you prefer? That or that? And they're by what I regard as the best pub in the town. Fantastic old school pub, the Swan. Right. And a fantastic church over here. So that's really nice. So from one impressive steeple with a clock on it there. To another one over there, which I think is the town hall. Very nice. That's not good, is it? Extremely impressive. And there's Kinmel Bay. Gorgeous building, and I'm really liking the old cast metal guttering at the top there. That'd make a great planter in me garden. And then we have this brutalist horror next door, the local Heatherley police station. Personally, I think the church clock tower we looked at before is more impressive, but that's still nice, isn't it? I hope no one goes walking through those doors there. Another smart building. Bit difficult to read with the sun shining on it. One thing has popped into my head as I've been walking round Rhyl, something I think it could do with. I mean, I haven't been everywhere, but I do know the town anyway, is that I think it lacks a bit of greenery. But there again, local authorities these days say they don't have the money to spend on such frivolous things as nice parks, flowers, etc. But there you go. Another nice church and another interesting building. This is Wellington Road, by the way. It takes you into the town from Kinmel Bay. Warren Road. Shall we go and have a look at the railway line? Yeah! And see what else we can see. So there you go. There's the railway line. Those arches there. That's looking towards the town railway station. You can see the 3 lines there. Maybe it's for freight or something to quickly pass through. Anyway. I'm not going to go back down there. Or we will rejoin Wellington Road actually further down here, but let's go this way for a change. Seabank Road. Some very nice properties around here actually, to be fair. Just gonna scooch down here. The name Marine Lake is popping into my head. I also have, or think I have, you know what the old memory's like, but I think I have very early childhood memories, and I'm talking age 4 or 5 now, of there being a fun fair in this area. And here we are. Isn't that nice? Wow. Little miniature railway there. This is gorgeous. Gotta say, coming here is the highlight of my visit to Rhyl today. It's beautiful, really beautiful. Lovely island in the middle for the wildlife, hopefully, where they can be uninterfered with by humans. Only problem I've got is I can't see where I can get down. And using my special SOS commando skills, I've managed to clamber down this wall and come here. Beautiful. That's right, I said SOS, not SAS, because SOS, of course, stands for silly old sod. I'd go for a walk round it, but I don't have the time. Gorgeous. Really nice. And was there a fun fair around here somewhere once? I don't mean the main fun fair that was on the front. I don't know. I don't trust my memory these days. Really nice. Best part of Rhyl for me today, this. When I come and have a look at towns like this and the way they've declined over the years, if you like, seaside towns I'm on about, it's often the locals who were brought up here that I feel the most sorry for, just like in Colwyn Bay as well, because as locals we remember what our towns were like. We remember how lovely our towns were, what great local shops they had, what great amenities they had. For example, I saw some great rock bands on Colwyn Bay Pier around the time when I was leaving school. I was still in school when I saw some of them. That many, I can't even remember who I have and haven't seen back in those days at gigs. And so as locals, we remember, don't we, what our towns were like, and the characters that were there, and we all kind of knew each other. And then there's been this mass influx of people, hasn't there? And I'm not talking immigrants, North Wales, mostly people from, you know, the northwest of England, being moved into what were ex-B&Bs, large houses, turned into HMOs because the tourist trade was no longer a thing in those towns. So when I see a place like this in Rhyl, I think that's great. Anyway, enough of my meandering rambling. I'll tell you what, that is one heck of a building to house what is in effect a little miniature railway. Flipping heck. Grant money again, I suppose, isn't it? If you can grab it. Flipping heck, there are some mainline railway stations that I don't think are as big as that or have that much cover. Hey ho. Yeah, flipping heck. That's massive. Anyway, we're going this way. Back to where we started. It's sausage roll time. Ooh, very nice too. Turned out nice again. I'm parked just over there. I'm going to call it a day now, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, thanks for watching another one of my disjointed, meanderings. As ever, do look after yourselves. Hopefully see you next time. Bye bye. Old school picket fencing there. Coastal path. Sand dunes.